Baggins, Shire!
Right, that's the intro. So we are going to be ranking The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings films.
Right, what have we got bottom? Number 6.
Battle of the Five Armies.
We're all going to do our rankings independently, and then we'll discuss what we've put everything, and hopefully
Battle of the
agree.
Five Armies, we have all agreed is the worst, to be honest.
Yes, we have.
Because it is a massive CGI fight for 2 hours, which
actually
doesn't happen in the books.
I'm going to change my... I mean, it's still going to be bottom overall, because you two both put it bottom, but I'm actually going to put it 5th.
Really?
What are you putting below it?
Below it, I am putting The Desolation of Smaug.
Really?
Yeah, because I like the bit where they fight. They have a big battle with Smaug, and then they have the big battle with the Five Armies. To be honest, in 2, there's not a lot that actually happens.
I just find the CGI battle kind of boring. I think it goes on for too long. Yeah, I like the end bit.
Is Billy Connolly comes in as a dwarf riding a pig.
Oh, how are you? Whatever he says.
So
that is pretty cool. I think
you can't say the whole film though.
The bit at the start where they're fighting the Smaug, and is it Bard who shoots the
that's
black
the best
arrow?
bit of the film.
That's good. Them fighting Smaug, and to be honest, it should have just been 2 films, and that should have been at the end of the second film.
It should have been because
or just make the first 2 films slightly shorter.
Yeah, we don't need all of this orc stuff. They don't need to.
That's what I'm saying. Orcs. Like those scenes could have been better and shorter. I know they're big CGI, but the second one, not a lot actually happens in the second one. The second one and the third one could have just been combined and a lot taken out, and maybe a bit added from the second one to the first one, and it could have been made into 2. And they didn't need it.
Yeah, it definitely could have been made.
But I'd say those 2 are the worst 2.
Yeah, I think the fight. I like the bit with is it Legolas, who for some reason is in The Hobbit, because they were like, he must be in there.
Yeah, he's an elf, so he lives forever.
He's cool. So when he was fighting like a big old orc, and also Thorin was fighting a big old orc at the end.
Yeah, there was the pale orc, and Legolas was fighting. What's his name?
The second in command guy, whatever his name was.
Or something like that. I think his name is
something like that. And it's when the guy. I like him when the orc's underneath the ice and he like opens his eyes.
And he smashes. Yeah, that's good. It's good. So we're going to probably put that one bottom then. Battle of the
Five Armies has ended up bottom, and I guess as you put, what did you put? 5th. No, you had Desolation.
I had Desolation of Smaug 6th and Battle of the Five Armies 5th. But
see, 5th, I have got An Unexpected Journey. I've actually got the Desolation of Smaug 4th. Joel, what do you have?
I have got the same as you.
Interesting.
Right. However, I am happy to. For me, I'm happy.
Yeah, they're quite close.
They're quite similar. Desolation of Smaug and An Unexpected Journey. So I'm happy to. If we've both got Desolation 4th and you've got it 6th, I'm happy to put it 5th.
But if we're going off of majority, you two have got the same 4th, 5th, and 6th, haven't you?
Yes.
And mine's different. So, and you two know more about Lord of the Rings than I do.
Right.
So I would go with what you've said.
Okay, then. So we're putting, me and Joel have both agreed An Unexpected Journey is 5th and Desolation of Smaug is 4th. Unexpected Journey. There's all the bit at the start, which is pretty cool with Gandalf in like the little.
That's why I liked it, and I put it 4th. I like they built the story. They bring Bilbo, and he's a good character. He's, he's a bit like they try and convince him to go on an adventure, even though he's sort of like a.
I like Martin Freeman. He's a lot better than Elijah Wood.
Definitely. That's why I've always. Although The Hobbit are not as good films, I've always said that I preferred The Hobbit to Lord of the Rings a little bit because Frodo really irritates me a lot.
Frodo is annoying.
And Martin Freeman is just a legend. Like so much
what actually happens in the first Hobbit, really?
Exactly. There's a lot of like setting up the rest of the films.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot that happens. I think that 5th is
okay. I'll agree. All
right. Desolation of Smaug. We've both got in 4th, do we, Joe?
There's a lot more that happens in that one.
More happens. I really like the scenes of Bilbo talking to Smaug and when he's going like invisible and confused.
Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch is Smaug, isn't he?
He's a very good voice actor.
Does a good job.
I forgot to say, Gollum is in An Unexpected Journey, isn't he? Which is one cool thing
Yes.
about that, but
He is.
can't carry it all. Yeah, but in Desolation, I like the whole thing of them doing like riddles for each other, Bilbo and the dragon. Basically, they've got a big ass dragon, which is pretty cool, and they do the bit at the end where they try and like cover him in gold, and then he like flies out and it's like surprise, and that's how it ends, and it's pretty cool. All the dwarfs like trying to kill a dragon, which, to be honest, a bit silly of them because it's a dragon and they're dwarves. I'm not a big fan of the whole side plot Gandalf setting up Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings doesn't really need setting up, I don't think.
No,
I'm
I
not a
feel
fan
like
of...
enough people know that it's Lord of the Rings.
But I do quite like the bit where is it Elrond and Saruman come in and like with Lady Galadriel and like come and
Save
save
him.
Gandalf.
Yes.
Is that this one or is this the last? Is that Battle of the Five Armies?
I'm
not
not
too sure.
Right,
But
as you
wherever
say-
that happens, I like it. It's cool. And they fight all of like the ghosty things. But yeah, I think we've all agreed that the Hobbit films are definitely worse than the Lord of the Rings films, which really is quite obvious. So third, I've got Fellowship of the Ring. Joel?
I have got Two Towers.
Nathan?
I've got Return of the King.
Right.
Oh, good.
We've got some conversation to be had here. Joel, we're going to start with you. How dare you put Two Towers third? It's got Helm's Deep in it. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. It's very hard to do a middle of a trilogy well. I feel like it's just the gap where it's sort of just tying the two, the like start of the story and where it finishes together.
well, yes, that is what a middle is, Joel.
Yes, but it's hard to make that sort of as interesting as the other ones.
Well,
I'd
Return
say.
of the King that I've
I don't
put
know if they
third
do.
is the most successful out of all 6 of these films. Won the
Well,
most
it's the
awards
end, isn't
and
it?
the most money. But
If you ask me, Fellowship has got to be third. Fellowship is cool. It's got like Boromir in it, Boromir's death. But if you compare it to the others, so if you look at Two Towers, you've got Helm's Deep, which is just a madness, and then you've got Gollum with Sam and Frodo, and that I like Gollum. So even though Frodo's an annoying little bastard, Sam's a bit of a legend. So it's good. And Return of the King has the big battle of Minas Tirith and Gondor and everything with like the big elephants.
Sorry,
and
you
stuff.
can't say you don't like the CGI battle at the end of The Hobbit, but you like the battle where they've got CGI elephants and a load of bloody ghosts.
Hell yeah, I do. That was sick.
No.
Nah, the whole stuff of Minas Tirith with the big siege. I love that. That's class.
It doesn't go on as long
Fellowship
as the
of the
Battle of Five
Ring.
Armies.
Fellowship of the Ring is not the worst of the Lord of the Rings films. No way.
It's
No,
not.
to be fair,
Return of the King's
I
the
am
worst one.
close between Return of the King and Fellowship, so I would be happy to.
Joe, what did you say? You said the Two Towers, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
I'm not. Joe is no. I refuse.
Well,
to
considering none of us
Two
think Return
Towers.
of the King's the best one,
Yeah, put that third.
it's got to be the
Return
worst.
of the King can go in third. What happens? Return of the King. I think the ending bit with Sam and Frodo, it's okay, but it's a bit. I don't really. It's not too interesting. Them like climbing into Mount Doom and Gollum coming back at the end and jumping on Frodo and them destroying the ring. I don't think it's that exciting. And then the Eagles turn up at the
It
end
makes
to take
no
them
sense.
home. Why didn't the Eagles take them there in the first place? Nobody knows.
Yeah.
But I think that the Gondor stuff's more interesting personally. With Aragorn, what's going on, and there is big CGI battle. I like this one, but you could argue it's not as good. They kill like the Nazgul king, the woman. Like,
Oh
stabs
yeah,
him.
the daughter. And he's
And
like,
to be
"No,
fair,
man, kill me." She's like, "I'm not a man." And then just
I tell you
it's pretty cool.
what annoys me is it Merry or Pippin? I think
Both of them.
the one that goes to Gondor and like swears allegiance to the steward of Gondor.
Yeah,
And, like all of that, I don't care. Like
he's the one who looks at the ball, the orb, when he shouldn't. Like Gandalf's like, "Don't."
yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't like that.
But then
bit,
he gets
so.
the Ents to come back and fight with him.
The Ents is Two Towers.
Treebeard. Yeah, but still, he's a good.
Oh
pick.
yeah, that's that. Yeah. But yeah, I think we've decided that Return of the King.
We're putting third.
Yes.
Yeah, made the most money on 11 Academy Awards.
It's the last one.
That's a
So
lot.
we've got 2 and 1 left, and we've got Fellowship and The Two Towers, which are the first 2 films.
Okay.
So, Nathan? What do you have first?
I have the Fellowship of the Ring first.
I have The Two Towers first.
I've got
And
Fellowship
Joel?
first as well.
Right, so that means that I guess I'm outvoted, and Two Towers is going second.
Right, Two Towers. If you take out Helm's Deep,
Yeah.
it's not even
Helm's
close.
Deep, it's
not even
not
close.
a great film.
What
Well,
do
it is
you
a great
mean?
film, but
The
It is a
Ents
great film. What do you mean? It's a great film, but
it's not on the
going
level.
and picking up Isengard. That is hard.
yeah, it is. But
To be
Helm's
fair,
Deep carries the film.
Helm's Deep does carry it, and I can agree that the whole Frodo Sam stuff in this film, they kind of don't get anywhere.
Very annoying because I really don't like Frodo, and it's kind of cool the way they get Gollum to like pit them against each other, but it's a bit annoying because the whole time it's like get rid of Gollum and just give the ring to Sam and let him take it the whole way. Just kill him.
Yeah, he's actually a nice guy, and also I do think that the storyline with Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli in Rohan is a lot more interesting than the Frodo Sam one.
Yes.
So
the whole Gollum arc of his character in this is very good. Like he sort of you think for a long time he's good, and he's starting to become good again. Like he's battling with himself.
And then in the end,
and then in the last film again, he
has the whole thing with like the split personas where he's like talking to Gollum and Smeagol, and he's like talking to himself, which is pretty cool, I guess. But that's kind of, I guess that's this one and the third one that's kind of going on. But yeah. So that means number 1 we have got
Fellowship of the Ring, the original.
Set up the whole thing.
I can respect that. To be fair, I think the whole thing of the Fellowship of the Ring forming with the whole thing of Boromir's death at the end and him like sacrificing himself to save the hobbits is pretty cool. I think the start for me, I'm not a huge fan of, but I guess it's kind of cool with like the Nazgul guys or the Black Riders coming to get the rings and chasing them around. Is it Bree? I think.
Yes, it is.
And they find Aragorn, who is Strider, to them then sitting inside, and he like ends up saving him. It's good, isn't it? Like
it is.
It's very fun.
Except the scene where Bilbo like goes weird and all Gollumy and like wanting the ring in like Rivendell. Do you know what I'm on about?
Oh, that terrified me when I watched that.
That is honestly that made me to myself. When
the bit where he's like,
scary.
He's like, "Can I see the ring?" to Frodo, and Frodo's like, "I don't know, mate." It's a bit, and then he just
he's like
launches at him. And you're like, "What?"
Yeah.
Nearly died, but
I like the bit where you shall not pass from Gandalf.
Yeah,
the bit
iconic.
little caves.
Fly, you fools.
Yeah,
he's got a lot of iconic lines.
Often misquoted.
It's the start of the relationship between like Gimli and Legolas, which we see through the rest of the films, which is one of the best parts of it. And yeah, very good film. I can agree. We can put it in number 1.
Yep, I would agree with that. So what was let's go over our final from top to bottom, I guess. So top we have the Fellowship of the Ring. Second we have the Two Towers.
Yep.
Third we have Return of the King. So we've got the original trilogy in order.
Yeah.
Of when they came out, how good they are. And then I've forgotten, what have we got the Hobbit in? What order?
We had Desolation of Smaug
Fourth, okay.
Then we had
An
Unexpected Journey.
And then Battle of the Five Armies.
We almost have them in release order, except for having Desolation and Unexpected Journey the wrong way around. But yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good ranking, to be honest. I think one thing we can agree is that if you like The Hobbit more than The Lord of the Rings, there's something wrong with you, because The Lord of the Rings are far superior.
Then they're all very long.
They're all long, yeah.
All very, very long.
If you haven't seen the films, we recommend watching them. All of them are very good films, to be honest. But also, if you haven't seen them, why are you watching this video? You should have already seen them, you weirdo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's the video. We'll see you in the next one. Like, subscribe. See you later. Goodbye.
Yeah.
You stole it. You stole the precious.